Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my first video of 2024. We are starting off with a bang. So I have here a brand new collection from Chanel. This is called La Nuit de Chanel, and I have this new smoky eye palette. This is called Les Quatre Ombres Éclat de Nuit. It's a beautiful take on a smoky eye. That is today's video. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I hope you've enjoyed your holiday break. I hope you got to rot in bed or on the couch, whatever you do. So like I stated, I went to Holt Renfrew this morning and I bought literally everything new from Chanel. So today we're talking about La Nuit de Chanel. We're going to do swatches, tutorial, swatch comparisons, all that stuff. But I also got Les Beige and some other goodies too. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure your notifications are set to on because there's a lot of new Chanel coming out from me very soon. So for this collection here, I don't have a ton of information. It's brand new. It's really just been released this morning. I put like items to the side with Julia. She's the business manager at Holt Renfrew Chanel Beauty. I'll put her contact information down below. So I picked this up with her. She's not there, but it was put aside for me. So this one here, number 338, Éclat de Nuit. If I look at the packaging, it says 4 eyeshadow collection, shade, highlight, and intensify. And this is all a take on the smoky eye. This is the palette here. It says you have 18 months to use up the eyeshadow, and it has 2 grams of product. This is just the standard format, standard size. So this is a new take or new interpretation of a classic smoky eye. And we've seen smoky eye palettes from Chanel before. This is the palette here. So there are some interesting textures. I would say that these two feel very similar. These are matte. These two are matte and they feel soft and buttery. This one here, it looks like a neutral, slight cool leaning transition shade, something very neutral. This is our smoky black color here. This one up here, it's satiny, but it's soft. It's not very glittery. And it gives a little bit, not gold, but neutral earthy. And then this one here is more shimmery. It has a bit more intense. It has a bit more of an intense finish and it's a bit more cool toned as well. And interestingly enough, I was looking at the Chanel Instagram, I think last week, and I saw this photo here of Keira Knightley. It doesn't say what she's wearing for her makeup, but this is the inspiration that I'm seeing. This is the vision that I'm seeing. It's smoky, it's a twist on smoky, that sort of thing. That's what I think is going on here. Now, with this release, there are also 2 new waterproof eyeliners that are part of the collection. Technically, there's a third one that they're focusing in this release, but it's permanent. The first one, of the new eyeliners here, the waterproof, is number 74, Beige Lumière. So this one here is very light. So that's what I mean when I think it's a new take on a smoky eye. This is the eyeliner. It's Beige Lumière. So it's smoky, but it's almost like we're emphasizing light more than darkness because this is a smoky palette, but there's only one dark color. So it's a new take, a new spin on a smoky eye. So that's number 74. Number 76 is Brun Platine. This one is so pretty. I think this one's my favorite. A soft brown with a bit of reflection in it. Oof, it's so pretty. I love this one. I think this one is so pretty. Really lovely. And then technically there's a third one, number 42, Gris Graphite. So this one is permanent. It already exists. They're just going to put it part of the display for this smoky release here. And you can see these 3 liners, they look like the palette, don't they? You can see the same tones, the same hues reflected here in the eyeshadow. I thought that was a very interesting observation. So we're gonna go ahead and do a tutorial here. I think I will go ahead and try to recreate a little bit of that makeup look that Keira is wearing here. I'm going to just have to take creative license here and recreate what I think they did. So everything that I'm wearing, everything that I'm mentioning, the brushes, etc., is listed in the description box down below. Please go have a check there if you're curious about what I'm mentioning. So to start off with, I'm going to go into this color here, this beautiful light transition color, and I'm using one of the dual-ended brushes. This is the Blender shader brush. I'm using this dual-ended fluffy brush here. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it in the crease, but also a little bit everywhere in the mobile lid. I was very pleasantly surprised and shocked to see that this collection came out, because we've seen the Les Beige Winter Glow. I have that as well in my bag here. I will be mentioning that very soon on my channel. But this one here, this Smoky Eye Nuit de Chanel, that means like the Chanel nights, the nights of Chanel. So that's what that means. I was really surprised because we haven't seen any sneak peeks of this one. This one just sort of snuck out of nowhere, which honestly is kind of nice. As much as I like sneak peeks, sometimes it's annoying to see makeup releases like 2 seasons before they're meant to come out, or sometimes it feels a bit rushed and we don't really get to enjoy the season or the makeup itself. So I made a mistake when I was putting away this brush before. So as you can see, you're supposed to go all the way like this. I think I must have gone like this, and I put the cap on, and you can sort of see it's looking a little, it looks like that doll from Rugrats. It's giving that moment a bit, but it's still usable. It just looks a bit like the cat chewed it or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's still usable, just annoying. I'll have to wash it and set it again. So this has some color to it, a little bit, but not a ton. Switching over to the other side here, this is just like the classic eyeshadow brush side. I'm just going to pick up this color and I'm going to pack it on the lid here. So Happy New Year. Welcome to my channel in 2024. I hope you had a nice break. I know I did. Honestly, it was a nice break, but I was like, I could have used another week off. I think we all feel the same. I hope you feel refreshed and are ready to attack the makeup world with all the new releases. There's a lot. There's always a lot. Now, if I look at the photo, they clearly used something else to deepen up the color. So I think I may just pick up some of this. I'm just going to knock some off on a tissue here, and I'm going to pat this on. I want to deepen this, but I don't want this to be too dark. So it is building up, but it doesn't look quite as dark as it does in the palette. I think it's because I'm going in lightly, which is nice. But yes, I'm very excited to see this smoky nighttime Chanel collection, as well as the Les Beige, because as far as winter collections go, springtime collections, I do like seeing those injections of color, whether it's coral, pink, plum. You know, just give me that color because winter is so bleak and dark and cold. But on the flip side, there is something very chic about an effortless smoky eye. It's very French, it's very chic, it's very elegant. So I like seeing both of these collections at the same time. I think that they just offer, it's not even like two sides of the same coin, because it's not. It's just two opposite coins. It's two opposite collections. So it is nice to have both options there for different clients, depending on what you want. Going back into the first color, and I'm just blending this out just a little bit. So yeah, I just appreciate seeing both of these releases at the same time. I'm actually shocked that they came out the same day here. But, you know, it is what it is. Now I'm going into this liner here, number 76, this beautiful brown. And I'm going to be quite generous with it. So what I'll do is I'll go in the waterline on top here. Yes, I just had a moment of, is this the right one? Yes, it's this liner here. Taking a tapered pencil brush, it's another double-ended one. I'm going into that black eyeshadow from before. What's interesting is this eyeliner is lighter than the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to smudge this eyeshadow on top of the eyeliner here. Now I'm just doing the same thing on the other side, just dipping back and forth like this. Okay, this is a smoky eye, but Kira's photo here, I may have mistaken the palette because mine looks more gray and hers looks more brown. One thing I could do is I could take a little bit of this color here and just sort of press it on the lid. This is lightening it a little bit. It's still giving smoky, but smoky with lightness. I'm still referencing Kira's photo here. So in the photo, I'm seeing a lot of lightness and luminosity, which I'm guessing they used one of the Baume Essentiel sticks. This is the shade Art Gold, so use anything you want. The reason I'm going with this is because when these came out, these were called, they're still called like sculpting sticks. And you look at this and it's a balm highlighter. So how is this sculpting? When you contour, when you highlight, you're really just playing with light and dark. And so we think of highlighting or sculpting or contouring as only lightness or darkness, but actually it's both. You want to play with both the light and the dark. And so I'm adding this here underneath my foundation to go over top of the foundation afterwards, but it's still going to give you that lightness underneath. And I think that's what this collection is. It's a smoky eye, but we're almost focusing more on the light than the dark, if that makes sense, if you're following me. So I'm going into the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint, the shade B30. It's a really nice serum foundation that's a nice coverage. You know, this is winter, this smoky eye here, I think deserves, it needs to be matched with a nice coverage foundation-wise. A tinted BB cream won't do. We need something more heavy-duty. So I think this one here is good. It's my skin, but better, but covers. It's like a nice medium coverage. It gives a soft velvet finish. This is one of my favorite foundations for wintertime, personally. For the concealer, we're sticking with Sublimage. I have the shade 32. It's the Sublimage concealer. It's a nice thick cream concealer, but it blends out like a dream. It offers the nicest coverage. So I'm just going to let this set here on my face for 30 to 60 seconds and then I'll blend it out. For the blush, I'm switching to a different brand. I'm going over to Christian Dior. I'm using the 459 Charnel blush because it's a beautiful blush that just goes with a bit of everything, and I think it'll be really nice with this blush here. Clearly what Kira isn't wearing is neutral, but also is sculpting a bit. So I'm just going to add some here, and this is the BK Beauty 111 brush. It's good for, it just sort of fits in the cheek here. So I'm just going to add some of this. I like that it has a satin finish, so it's going to lean into that glow, and you can still see the glow underneath of the Baume Essentiel. A lot of people have had issues with those balm sticks because they find them that they sort of stick or they can shift the foundation. If you put it on top, my solution, put it underneath the foundation, problem solved. I'm now going into a bit of powder. This is the Universal Loose Powder in the shade B30. Just going to take some of this and take the little puff that comes with. Feels very extra to do this, but I'm just going to pat my face with the little puff. I'm going to go underneath my blush like this, just to help sculpt a bit, and then underneath my eyes. For the lip, I want something quite neutral, so I'm going into my Rouge Allure in number 196 à demi-mot. It's one of these fabulous lipsticks that feels so fresh. So again, $1.96. For the last final touch, perfume, I'm going into my Allure Hair Perfume Hair Mist. I think that this Allure perfume is really nice for winter. It's sensual, it has a bit of tonka bean, it's warm, and this type of look is giving me cool girl, cold girl, Parisian chic, smoky eye vibes. So what are my thoughts, opinions, review of the palette here? I really like the palette. I am partial to a smoky eye for the cold months. I think it's really nice. I like this palette. At first I wasn't sure because it doesn't have that much darkness to it, but hey, guess what? It's actually quite, I think it's more user-friendly because it's lighter. There's only one super dark color, so you could play with the lighter colors and just go in with a whisper, a touch of the dark. I think it's more user-friendly. It's less intimidating than 4 colors of just gray and black. Yeah. The eyeliners I think are really nice. I mean, I am partial to Chanel waterproof liners. I like the colors. I think that these 3 colors are perfectly matched with this palette here. I like these 2 new colors. I think this one's so pretty. Oh, let me go ahead and add a touch of the new, what is it called? Number 74. It's the lightest one. I'll just add maybe a touch in the inner corner as highlight here. There we go. Super pretty and versatile. It can be eyeliner / eyeshadow, highlighter, 2 or 3 in 1. Done. So yeah, I like this little collection. I think it's nice. I think it's cute. I like that it's very small. A handful of products. Do you need this? You don't need to buy everything. I'll be the first to tell you, like these are my jam, like my colors, my type of product, but you may already have things at home that you can duplicate this with. So I'm going to go ahead and do the swatch comparison portion of the video today. The first one, Modern Glamour, which is shocking compared to this. Modern Glamour for the longest time has been the go-to smoky eye for the brand, but I think this new palette here is just like a lighter, more modern version of Modern Glamour. Modern Glamour is very intense, very dark, very deep, and gives you a little bit less nuance. So this is Modern Glamour here. It's very pretty. I love Modern Glamour. I've used it a lot, but I think that this new one, the new palette, what's it called again? Éclat de Nuit, number 388. I think this is more user-friendly. I think it's easier. It's not as intimidating to use because you get more nuance, you get more lightness. You don't have to do something super dark and intense right away. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay, so one thing I thought of here when I saw the last color in the palette that I did not use yet made me think of number 232 Tissé Vénitien. This is a very old palette. It's literally falling apart. The mirror has fallen out completely. I'm gonna try to, one of these colors falls out all the time. I don't even, okay. It's this color here. Trying to use this palette very gingerly. I'll do a swatch on the side. It's not that similar, but it made me think of this color made me think of this a little bit. Not at all similar. This one's more brassy, not as silver as the Tissé Vénitien, but you know, while we're here, we may as well swatch as much as we can. And then I thought of the palette Blurry Gray. Remember the Blurry series? Blurry Green, Blurry Blue, Blurry Gray. Let me swatch Blurry Gray. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Blurry Gray was all mattes or something like that. It's been a minute. So here we have Blurry Gray down here. I would say Blurry Gray reminds me a bit more of this new palette, more so than Modern Glamour. Sort of, you know, you have some nuance, you have a little bit of matte and some soft satin here as well, mixed together. And then last but not least, I have here my 268 Grande Experience. I think I'll just go ahead and swatch the matte colors here because I just thought of the more matte colors in the palette. But I think that these ones are more warm than this new palette here. I don't think that there's any point in swatching the red, but yeah, no, this doesn't look like this color here at all. Well, this is the lightest color from Candeur Experience swatched up here. I don't think that there's much in common with Candeur Experience. But yeah, I just wanted to swatch all of these together. And as far as eyeliners go, I have a couple eyeliners that I thought might be similar to the nice new brown one. That's my favorite. I mean, honestly, I love all three of these liners. I just had the darkest one already. There was one called Brun Agapé years ago that looked a lot like this. I think it may be discontinued, but I have Espresso. It's like I think it's a bit darker and it's more matte. And then I have 932 Matte Taupe. So we have Espresso is the darkest one and then Matte Taupe. And I think if Brun Agapé were still here, it would look closer to this. But yeah, these are all the swatches here. Overall, like I said, I like the collection. I like that it's precise. I like that it's concise. I like the hues. I like the tones. I wish I knew a little bit more about the release. Maybe I'll find out more in the next day or so. But it kind of just like came off hot off the press, and I thought I would pick it up as soon as I could. Hi, it's me from the future. I forgot to add something. So I heard from a friend of a friend that the eyeshadow quads, all of them, like, you know, the standard quads like this, they're all going to be reformulated. Allegedly, apparently. So yeah, you should know that. Anyway, these are my thoughts and opinions on this new release, this Chanel, Les Nuits de Chanel, Éclat de Nuit, beautiful. I like this. I like this take on a smoky eye where it's smoky, but we're almost emphasizing the lightness a little bit more. And I think that there's more to play with. I haven't used this color yet. I think that could be quite nice. I think we could do something here. I could even do something just even lighter. And maybe use the liners a bit more. Anyway, thank you for coming to my channel, to my video. Welcome to the new year. I wish you all lots of health, lots of happiness, lots of peace, lots of joy, all that fun stuff in your life. So if you made it this far to the end of the video, please leave either a brown, a black, a gray, or a white emoji for this new take on a smoky eye. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Normally I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This week is a little bit different. I'm uploading today, later this evening or tonight, whenever I finish editing and uploading and blah, blah, blah. But I think the next video is going to be at the end of the week on Friday. I'm going to ease back into this week and I'll be covering the Les Beige collection. I thought I would cover this one first because no one else has yet. So fingers crossed, I'm still the first one. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Bye.